In this video, we'll be taking a look at Sonic Jam for the Tiger Gamecom. There are a number of different ways you can play Tiger Gamecom games. You can use the original hardware, you can use the official Tiger Gamecom emulator and debugger, or you can use the MAME emulator. For this video, I'll be using a combination of both of those. Sonic Jam for the Tiger Gamecom was released in July of 1998. It's a compilation of Sonic the Hedgehog games. Sharing the same name as the Sega Saturn version, Sonic Jam for the Saturn had 4 games to choose from, Sonic 1 to 3 and Sonic & Knuckles. Also included was the 3D Museum Sonic World, which you can check out artwork, movies, music and more from the Sonic games. The Tiger Gamecom version only included 3 of those games. It did not include Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Here in this catalogue it advertises Sonic Jam using Sonic 3D graphics and artwork. A version of that may have been in development. Taking the artwork from the Saturn covers creates the Tiger Gamecom front cover. Sonic Jam for the Gamecom was licensed by Sega, published and developed by Tiger Electronics, who also released 3 Sonic handhelds. Looking at the back of the case for Sonic Jam on the Tiger Gamecom, join Sonic on his action-packed adventure. It's high-speed, non-stop fun as the best of Sonic merges. The back of the case also shows 3 images that do not appear in the game, as you can see from the top row. You can find out more information about the development of Sonic Jam for the Gamecom by visiting the Sonic Retro website. Details for that are in the description below. So let's take a look at Sonic Jam for the Tiger Gamecom, shall we? So here we are, here is the Tiger Gamecom main menu. Let's select cartridge, and that's the Sonic Jam cartridge going into the Tiger Gamecom. For this part of the video, we'll be using the official Tiger Gamecom emulator and debugger. There's the title screen, game start, so no options, just starting the game. Okay, so select your game, so Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles and Sonic 2. Okay, so let's start off by selecting Sonic 2. Choose from Sonic, Knuckles, Tails. Let's choose Sonic to start off with. Right, so here we go. So first time I'm playing this, first time I'm really seeing this as well. So we've got the enemies, we've got background, kind of. You can kind of get the gist of what it's trying to look like here, compared to the Sonic 2 original. So we've got the boots here to speed up. Looks like I also picked up invincibility as well, so the springs are there. So slowing down ever so slightly, doing a loop the loop. Okay, so that's in there as well. So I don't know what the music's trying to be, but it's running sort of fast. And here we are, so that's the end of the level. Wasn't too bad. But yeah, so the enemies are there, the background's kind of there, the foreground's there, some of the music's there. Right, Sonic got through Act 1. So here is Act 2, different background music. So this part here is a bit of a struggle. It wasn't too much of a struggle in the original Sonic 2, but for this, it was. You had to take a bit of a run up. Okay, so that's pretty difficult, that bit there when you're trying to get some speed. So let's go back to the character select screen. Let's choose somebody different now then. Let's choose Knuckles. So let's see how he gets on. Straight away, I noticed he couldn't glide. And he also struggles with going up this part of a ramp on the level. So we need to get a little bit of a run up on this, what looks like icy surface. Let's see how Knuckles fares. Yep, did that level no trouble. So let's get on to the Act 2 where we struggled with Sonic. So back for this music again. Completely doesn't match the level. Right, so let's try and take this a little bit more simple now then, because we know it was difficult for Sonic to get over these platforms. Okay, fell through it there. Let's try again. Even slower. Oh, I didn't make a stand on that. Right. Okay, so let's try again. try a different route then, shall we? So let's try and go up the top. Now that shouldn't be as difficult as it actually is.
5 hours later.
Even the enemy itself doesn't want to wait around. And we've done it. Okay, so there's some rings there to greet us. Let's get on this. Okay. Okay. Game over. Let's try it on the MAME emulator. Pretty much the same thing, really. It was super fast for Sonic. We managed to get through, and then we died. Let's try again with Knuckles, using the MAME emulator. As you can see, it's a bit faster. The music is sped up in the background. Managed to deal with that, no trouble at all. Up the top there, the ledge. It's all looking good. Now this is going to be good. Get rid of that monkey on the tree. There we go. Use a spring. My goodness, we made it. Oh yes. Alright, let's move on. So here we go. So it might be a bit easier using MAME then. There we go, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, so let's change game. Let's go on to Sonic 3. Let's choose Knuckles, but we do remember we couldn't glide. So here on Sonic 3, I can kind of see what they're doing here as well. Trying to get the foreground looking really decent. But we're back at this point again where we're struggling with getting up a ledge. So a little bit of a run up here. Break through those boulders on the springs. And hit an enemy, of course. So the music can kind of work out what it is. Let's go down here, see if the bonus stage is down here. Yep, that's not as fast as I remember. We can't push through those boulders with our Knuckles, and there's the bonus stage. All very similar to what we remember. Instead of blue spheres, it's black spheres. I'm never normally good at these bonus stages. As you can see, I'm also not good on this. Right, so we'll try again with Sonic now on Sonic 3. But this part of the level, it never worked with Sonic. Let's try it with Knuckles. Didn't work with him. Decided to try it with Tails. Also didn't work, but thankfully he had his way of getting out of there. So let's try Sonic 3 with Tails then, shall we? So next part of this video, I'll be using Tails because he can actually fly through most of the level. So all those difficult platforms that we had with Sonic and Knuckles, there'll be no issues whatsoever with Tails. He does get tired, but every so often we can just skip as much of the level as we can. So it's the first time we're seeing the boss. Okay, so got hit by nothing. All those flames. I mean, look, we can kind of gather what's going on here. It's very similar to what we previously saw in Sonic 3. So continue with Sonic 3 as Tails. So I don't know what happened here on this part of the development. Part of the loop-the-loop is not there. I think it's supposed to be a double loop-the-loop. But yeah, most of the graphics isn't there. So when you're flying around, just dodge out the way of enemies. You end up falling to enemies like I have here. I mean, Tails is pretty much through the floor on this bit of the graphics. So we managed to get through this level and make it to the boss, and he kills me straight away. So let's try that again. So we're here now, so we've got to be careful, we've got some rings, let's watch out of the flame. So it goes pretty much as far as the screen can take you. So let's take care of the boss. Always remember to make sure that you get those checkpoints. Got another sort of background music here that we can remember. If you don't know where to go on the level, you either fly or just fall down aimlessly to see that if that continues the rest of the level. Like here, you don't know where you're jumping to because the camera angle isn't really synced with the player and the rest of the level. So like, what happened there? So there's a bridge, but yeah, I was falling off it, so let's just fly back. It could have been certain death down there, but let's carry on with the rest of the level. I'm pretty sure the background's supposed to move here. And this is pretty difficult compared to how it originally was. It was pretty easy on the original, you just hold the right button. But here, let's just fly out the way of any danger. And let's hope that that ship has moved out the way when we tire out. So let's have a look. Okay, it's still there and it kills me. Alright, let's try again. Let's see if we can do a bit more towards this end of the ship. So we fly a little bit, making our way out of these bombs that are falling off the ship. Gosh, this is difficult. Right, no rings. That's never good. Okay, so picked up a couple. So that's done. That's got to be a boss, surely. Time over. Right, okay. So on to Sonic and Knuckles now. Let's just see what Sonic fares on this game then, shall we? We're still using the main emulator. Once again, you can kind of see what's going on, but the music still remains the same as the previous level. Nice loop-the-loops. A little bit of graphical issues there as well to the left-hand side of the screen, but it's fast. And there's enemies that just pop up anywhere. Okay, so this looks familiar. Does it work? Wasn't expecting that to actually work. Okay, so as far as we can go. Let's carry on with the level. Let's jump up here. Watch out for these. Okay, right, let's change character. Let's try Knuckles. So we can't manage to get all the way up here. Let's slide all the way back to the start. Of course I'm going to try again.
I knew you'd come back.
Of course I did. Right, so here we go. Knuckles. Let's go up here. An enemy there. Very well placed. I know what's going to happen now. No rings. Oh, of course. So let's try it with towers then, shall we? Get those checkpoints. And then finish the level. Still with towers. Next part of the level. Different music. Didn't know where I was falling to there. Of course, we've got to make sure that we can not hit an enemy, but get a checkpoint. There we go. Remember this. Let's just get this. There's a boss. Now this is good in Sonic and Knuckles the game, this boss. No rings. I know what's going to happen now. Looks a little different than what I remember. I can just stand here and nothing happens. Don't move the camera angle down. Okay. Right, let's try again. Okay, so that was enough of Sonic and Knuckles, but now we're going to go back to try and use the official Tiger Gamecom emulator and debugger to see if it's any different or any better than using MAME. So we start with Sonic 2, and we're going to stick with towers because we can avoid some parts of the level where we can fly out of the way. So when I've been playing this game with either Sonic, Knuckles or even Tails, it is very difficult. It's not really a fun game to play either. But I did manage to get to some bosses. So here's the first level boss. So it doesn't look like there is water there, but there are water on either ends of the grass verge. So there's that boss done. Always remember to pick up some rings and get checkpoints, because you never know when a random enemy you fall into or fall off the map. Here's the next boss. So all appear in different orders, all appear from different levels as well, different bosses, but I mean they do look good and they actually do play alright boss-wise. But then I realise I can get him from there without having to use those arrows at all. There we go, another boss down. So they've put the first level boss last. And the sprite of that is huge, but once again it looks good. Dodge out the way by flying and jumping. And there you are. Okay, so that's Sonic 2 completed as Tails. That's my final score. Let's move on to Sonic 3. We're going to use Tails again. Off we go. Tails barely visible in the grass, but there are some parts of the game which still work and still look good, like this. Not as fast as I remember, but I can see what they're trying to do. Right, so there's that boss again. Yep, dodge that fire. And once again, they don't hurt me, the fire bits from underneath, so I can utilise that. Just stay out of the way of that attack. There we go. Next boss. Once again, stay further to this side of the screen to try not be hit by those bombs, but yeah, as you saw there, hit by one of those bombs. We could just fly over it like we did last time, which I actually just did. There we go, that's that boss completed. Okay, so this one, I didn't make it anywhere near this boss to even attempt, because every time I flew, I got killed. But there we are. Have a quick look at Sonic and Knuckles now, using Tails. So let's go. Nice and fast, getting checkpoints on the way, getting past these points, using some various things. That's where Sonic died, so let's fly over that. It's all going so well, actually not too bad. Until I got stuck in the actual background itself. So on that note, I'll leave it there. It's been somewhat enjoyable playing Sonic Jam for the Tiger Gamecom. I want to say a big thank you to members of the Launchbox Discord community who helped me get these Tiger Gamecom games working via MAME. They also helped me get my Gamecom games looking very pretty using the Launchbox UI. With only 20 games in the Gamecom library, be sure to check out the rest of the videos in this playlist. Let us know in the comments if you've played this game on the Tiger Gamecom, if you actually own a Gamecom in your collection, and what are your favourite games for it. There's also this amazing website dedicated to the Tiger Gamecom. It tells you so much information about the system itself, the games. There's also sections you can download music, the scans of the box art and cover art, as well as view the commercials and check out some of the music from the games. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself, all the best, bye bye.